Hey again, everybody. So, today I want to talk about the connection between our bodies and our minds. And really, I guess how much that we kind of forget that there is that connection there, or at least how strong that connection is. And this is something that really only relatively recently in my life have I begun to figure out or understand of how it works for me. And it's not something that just clicked one day where I was like, oh, like when I feel better physically, it's a lot easier for me to feel better mentally. But it took some time to the point where I did feel comfortable with my body, and I felt that I had strength and I had the ability to take care of myself in all parts of my health, where I was able to get to that point. And so the title of the video is Move Your Body to Move Your Mind. And so this is also not only that when we feel better physically that we will feel better mentally, but that when we're working on something that is very mental, where we have a big project, or we're stressed out about some kind of social thing, when we go and we get that physical win, and we go work out and we go run, or we do something that is physically taxing, at least in my experience, one, I kind of forget about that thing that is stressing me out. And so when I'm done, I can come back to it with a completely fresh mind. And two, when we get that physical win, we're reinforcing our brains that we can win, that we can overcome something difficult. And when you have that kind of positive reinforcement from yourself, of you're kind of proving to yourself, I'm still capable of doing hard things, then when you then face that mental hardship, you're going to feel a lot more prepared to, and just a lot stronger. So the quote also at the beginning here is, "The body is the servant of the mind. It obeys the operations of the mind, whether they be deliberately chosen or automatically expressed." Now, I saw a lot of different sources of who said this quote. I put up James Allen because that's what I saw the most, but it also says that it's also from Bernard Jason Jr. There's a few other people, but this quote, though, I think sums it up pretty well, where our bodies both influence our mental state, but also when we have a very low mental state, we feel worse physically. And of course, this comes a lot from body dysmorphia and the insecurity that pretty much all of us have with how we look physically. And the body will kind of reflect that. And I know for me, when I get really, stressed out, and maybe it's because when I get stressed out, I start to eat worse or things like that, but I break out and I feel very sluggish. And if I don't get in the gym and get that physical win, I just feel very lazy and I feel like I've wasted that day. So there's very much a reflection on the outside of what's going on the inside. And many people over the years have talked about how much of a treatment for depression and anxiety working out is, and I would 100% agree with it. But that's not to say that everybody needs to be in like perfect shape to be happy. Like, you don't have to be doing it every single day. You don't have to, like, I think when people think, oh, like if you're in better shape, you're gonna be happier, there's kind of that thought of like, well, like, I have a very long road to get to a point that I'm gonna feel comfortable with my body. And so my point is not that you need to be in a perfect body to have a perfect mind, but that when you are constantly working on your body, or you've done things that make you just feel better about the fact that you have made some form of progress, that's going to reflect on your mental state. And I saw a clip somewhere. I follow a few different fitness influencers, but I'm sure some of you have seen him too. Dr. Mike, and he's a interesting guy, but I don't listen to some of the things that he says, but he generally has some pretty good uh, pointers and stuff. But one thing I saw recently was that a person that is like in bad shape, um, or is like, or is overweight is going to, or a person that is overweight that is working out consistently, like is going to be healthier than the person that is at uh, average weight and is not working out. And of course, I don't know the science behind all of that, but I know, like, for me, I wasn't super on top of my cardio for a while, and only recently have I really been drilling down on that and getting at least um, 30 minutes in, and it's either usually I'm doing like a Stairmaster or I'm on the indoor bike. But since I started doing that, I have been monitoring my rested heart rate too, and it's quite a bit lower now, which is a good thing. And it kind of freaked me out a few times though, because I was like, why is my heart rate so low? Like, this is a little bit scary. And it just turns out that when you are in better shape with everything else, your heart doesn't have to beat as many times to supply blood. And I'm not sure what my lowest was, but I know I've been in the 40s, and so I've been pretty, like, very very low, which has been really nice. And the like things like that where I can physically see it and I can see what the progress is. That's what the positive reinforcement is, and it's just a reminder that when I work at it, I can feel better about it. And so that's to say that, like, working out consistently, like, even if it's once or twice per week, like, that much is still going to extend your life. Like, but even if you don't even care about that, but it's going to make you feel better about everything. And yeah, so I know that I just have a very strong testament to that this works, because I was very underweight for a long time. I'm pretty much like perfectly average weight now, I think. I'd like to be a little bit heavier, but I don't really track my food as much as I used to, because I tracked it quite a bit to get up to where I am now, and it just kind of turns into a hassle. And hopefully, when I am a bit more settled later this year, I will have more time to do that. But it was definitely worth it, because when I go to the gym and I get those things done, and then I come back home and I work on a video, or I work on schoolwork or anything, I just feel so much clearer and so much better, that I know that I can do this difficult thing because I've already done something hard today. So yeah, so I just kind of wanted to talk about it because I'd had a conversation with one of my coworkers recently, and they were talking about feeling insecure about going to the gym, and one of our other coworkers was like trying to get him to go, and he just felt uh, pressured, and so yeah, like I think that it's a thing that people learn in their own time, but like you can't really say it enough of how good it is for you. So yeah, that's about it. I'm very passionate about health stuff, and I didn't used to be, and yeah, it's been a big help for me. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one.